Tessium Sacia, Expressium Facia. Great Peace, Great Moon, Great Waning. I have here is something I want to glide over and basically refine some of the points that I made in some of the um, much viewership um, videos that were done. Right here at the top, I have an interview from October 11th, I believe, 1963, with El Hashim Malik El Shabazz, or I should say Malcolm Little, Malcolm X, formerly known. Uh, and I want to talk about his well dialogue, his stands, and I also want to talk about some pointers that we don't necessarily know about, but it's actually done in some of the private rooms as far as understanding what is in front of you as far as grammar and text and actual origins presided by it. All right, so we have here accidental damage, after tax, annual affinity card, annual service, and annuity, all risk, AVC, administration fee, accounting date, accumulation date, acquisition, and actuary. All right, so when you're reading these words, or I should say these terms, you're basically reading them from right to left. Again, this is French and also English. So you basically want to make sure when you're reading anything that has application to it, as far as it being of gain to you, you want to read the finest of it from right to left. All right, and you want to pay attention to the first letter on the right, because the first letter lets you know the origin of whatever it is that you're reading, whether it be a Bible, a Quran, whether it be a language like a Arabic, because right here I have the C, and again, Bible, you have the E. So we're going to touch on that. All right, so let's glide up here, and we're going to go to 2305. That's where we'll stop. Let's go.
He has fought the political machine.
First time I met Herbert Hill personally was when they were picketing to stop the working on the Harlem Hospital in Harlem. Negroes for 10 years had to fight the city to get an annex built on the Harlem Hospital. Because in Harlem, we need a hospital more so than anything else. Our people are sick. Plus, we do a lot of cutting and shooting of each other, though we profess to be nonviolent. And Herbert Hill brought his forces out and stopped the working on that site. This is the first time I ever saw it. Then, when work was brought to a halt on a hospital in Harlem, the same Negroes tried to stop the work at the Downstate Medical Center in Brooklyn, which is predominantly white. They were out there for 3 months during the summer. Couldn't stop anything. And I never saw Herbert Hill out there one time. Now, whenever it takes a stoppage of something that's going to affect the white man, you find the white liberal absent. But when it involves something that primarily will affect the best interests of black people, and black people only, then that white liberal is present. Herbert Hill is the labor secretary for the NAACP. And if he was interested in black people, he would prepare a black man with the type of knowledge and understanding of the labor troubles involving black people that would enable a black man to sit in the same position as Secretary of Labor or Labor Secretary in the NAACP. I'm suspicious of whites who join Negroes and always have to be in the lead, who always have to be the head, who always have to be at the top in Negro organizations. Those whites who really have the interest of blacks at heart, let them give some advice to some Negroes and stand on the sideline. But don't join the organization and then get at the head of it and pose as a friend of Negroes.
Well,
All right, so that's 2305. Now, when he was talking about Herbert Hill in the last segueing of him saying um, the labor site and saying it. He put a grace on that to let you know that pay attention to the last letter. And I'll let you all do some homework. Find the origin of T. All right. So again, this is October 11th, 1963. Now let's go over here and look at that. Returns. So on this day that El Haj did this interview, Benjamin Franklin, no one looks like this in real life. So that receding hairline and also that his proportion of his face, I've never seen one that looked like that. All right, so you can tell this is a generated image. So it's not real. Okay, so it says here, 1726, Benjamin Franklin returns to Philadelphia from England. All right, so pay attention to S, returns. All right, so that's going back and setting a precedent. All right, so we're going to go up here. All right, so you can see the S, it deals with in its origins. Many different origins, obviously, so you just can't allocate a letter to just meaning one instance of a thing because since existence, we've always had many input, many understandings, and many inscriptions. So this right here will be like a flag stellar or like a totem. All right, so when you deal with totems and you have someone who is embarking on a territory in a village, say you're going down to Mississippi and you're driving, or you're heading a route and you see a sign that says, Welcome to Mississippi. All right, you know that you're embarking on a totem, which will be like a tally of people, okay, which would be like a tribe. There goes that T. All right, so let's go over here. Now we see people who go in a fourth rhythm of I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, particularly about the Bible and the Quran. All right, so you know Arabic, the last, and obviously El Haj, she knew this. All right, because again, a lot of people say things like, because again, El Haj, he was considered half like West Indian, right? So you'll see people say things like they get in a certain position, they become bourgeois, or they become a classic of a sense. There's nothing wrong with that. You just kind of see that the disproportion of displaced people when they gather in a certain vicinity, they tend to spread out and form different nations, and nothing is wrong with that. And obviously, El Haj, he was burdened at the end of his term with the Nation of Islam. So you can see Arabic is basically Etruscan. It's also Saracen. It is English. It is French. It is Italian. It is German. It is Old French. It is Romantic. It is Romanian. It is Greek. All right, so you can pretty much say Arabic was spoken. It was also spoken by Irish monks. It was spoken by Anglo-Saxons. All right, so that would be your Carolinas. All right, so Arabic is pretty much a American language. All right, so when you're reading English, it is Arabic. All right, so let's go up here, and this will be Bible. So you can see something like this, spear. I was told by an Oromo person, spear means tea. So when you see spear and you think of the Bible, you think of breathing, you think of Holy Ghost, you think of chanting, you think of praiseship. All right, that is what Bible means. All right, so Bible, it just basically means spear. It means breath. All right. So, and again, Bible is something that correlates with many different peoples. Right. So when you think of the Bible, you should think of Romantic people, which would be like a people who roamed in the regions of the Caucasus Mountains, people who roamed near the Ottoman Empire of Turkey. You think of the people here in Illinois, the old French. You think of them. A French person is someone who plays a trick. All right. And obviously, if you're in the Midwest, there's casinos. So, again, that is a stem of being tricked. All right. So, you have Roman, you have Latin, you have French, you have Germanic. All right. So, the Bible is also Germanic. All right. So, don't get it twisted. All of this is the same thing. It's just many different people spread out. When you think of Bible, you can attribute it to this right here. All right, because it is also Arabic. So you can't necessarily make a difference of opinion when you're debating it. You kind of just end up at the same understanding that you both agree. All right, so here we have the C, Arabic. All right, so you're reading from right to left. You can pretty much see, all right, the development of it is a camel. So you're dealing with sand. You're dealing with the spreading of milk, which would be like an act of giving, an act of deed, an act of covenant. All right, you're in the middle of nowhere. So this is what you're also attributing that to. All right, so that's important. All right, so we have here the E. All right, so attribute the E to the Bible, which would be Christian, and obviously that would be of Egyptian origin as well. And you can see the development of the E over time. All right, so around this time, there was some bondage going on. Let me highlight it. All right, here, right there at the, right there at the end. All right, then you can see a period where it went through a medieval type of vernance, and then this right here, you can see again the evolution of the many different languages that is attributed to the Bible. So you can see the Bible is Hebrew, it is Amharic, it is Moab, it is Pelerin, it is Nebatin, it is Etrusc, right? Etruscan or truss. So obviously, when we're dealing with trusses and we're dealing with deeds and we're dealing with anything that offers up a favor of gratitude, where one benefits and the other benefits, where there's an equal share of giving, there's no, as we see today, false entitlements to debts, because people may, as we see in these recent years, where people were taking out loans, and you had companies in the most vaguest sense saying that this person wasn't that, this person wasn't that. No, that's not exactly true. Because you can see right here, when you attribute this to the E and you attribute it to Arabic, you're attributing it to Bible, because Arabic can be spelled with an E. So you're doing all of this, right? You pretty much have to understand a basic understanding that El Hashnu, which is why he was so much advanced than like a lot of his colleagues. So when you see this, like, you can attribute this to a Bible, a contract, it having to dealing with trust. All right, so a lot of these words mean, well, they basically have their stemmings in like over 1,000 different phrases, 1,000 different homonyms, 1,000 different synonyms, because again, everything just proliferates over time. And you can see right here, everything is maturing. All right, because as you go forward, it devolves. All right, so, all right, let's see. All right, so this is again the C. This is the S. All right, we just saw that. And yeah. So pay attention to the last letter. pay attention to the sounds and the feelings that are being expressed when a message is being cruised across. You basically want to inhabit that to a lot of the things that we see today. Because again, there's not a moment in time where you're not making money, and there's not a time where you're losing money. You never lose money. You always gain money as a note matures, a person matures. So yeah, facius et tous. Great piece.